Lawrence here with the Works Guitars, and today we're actually doing kind of a question answer. This is all 99% for bass, so if you're a guitar player, there'll be another video pretty soon, don't worry about it. But for now, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions here, Lawrence, and you're basically just answering away as you see is the most important thing here. So first thing is, what's the, I don't know, some of the more essential early things that a bass player needs to know?
Well, as a bass player, I believe that you should know where the one is, not just in time signature, but also in your scale. Like, you are basically creating the chord through one note at a time.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned it before to me that it's kind of like it's a connection between the, what did you say?
Well, it was the connection between the guitar and the drums.
Right.
You're pulling it together. If you ever listen to music, you'll feel like the bass is the thing that really draws it together. Mm-hmm. and it is. It's your guitar is a higher degree, your drums is obviously a lower degree, and then the bass is that thing, that bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, so it's like a bridge in that case.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. Okay, what else is a really important thing?
well,
because you mentioned the one.
Yeah, the one, and whenever you're in any type of musical setting, the one is always essential. It keeps you in time. It keeps the notes and everything fresh and together. You can just hit one note as a bass player, while a guitar player can hit 7, 8 notes. You know,
right. And I mean, if I've got this,
I can just hit that D with you.
But now there are several other notes you can hit with that as well. I'm playing this D minor chord, so you could also do.
Yeah. Well, back to that. It comes down to triads. If you don't know what a triad is, it's the 3 notes that make a chord, which is the 1, the 3, and the 5, and the octave, which will be 8. So in this case, it's a minor triad. So hit your D minor. So those 4 notes, you can play all day. Like all day long. As a bass player, that's all you need. You know?
Yeah. But when I go, let's say I go into like an F major.
To an F major. See, now the difference between a minor triad and a major triad is the third. The third is flatted. So in this case, we know the minor third. Okay, so we're going to go up to F. So that's D, E, F. So the F would be major.
Yeah,
we've all heard that before. You know, it's very happy. A lot of country does that.
Yeah.
So the triad is essential. The 1 in time, which is the bass drum, and the 1 in the scale is the essential things as a bass player. You bring it all together, and it'll make you a great bass player.
Well, what I'd like to try and do then is let's give them some examples. I'm just going to keep it really simple.
Okay, that's the D minor to F to G.
And now these are the D minor, obviously.
D minor, yeah, the D minor key. So if someone says the key of D minor, your 1 would be D. So whenever the drums kick, you'll know where you're at. On the 1, you're going to be on the D.
And then that F is, or excuse me, the G is G minor.
Oh, G minor. Oh yeah, the D minor. So in this example, we're gonna do the D minor, the F major, to the G minor.
Yes.
And then we'll do that. We'll do that, and you'll hear how a bass player. I'll keep it simple at first, okay? So as it goes on, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
I was hearing is the bassist is playing. Well, Lawrence here. Lawrence here is playing he's playing music that it's not the melody. It's not a melodic necessarily. It's kind of a bridging portion. It's bridging that gap because between the drums and the guitar part. For instance, I've got a backing track that's going on here, but I can flip this down and just turn on the drums. It's the triads and knowing your major and minor scales. I can't stress that enough. And that's with all instruments, all music. Mm-hmm. So we're all going through the same map. We're all trying to get there with the same map. Right. So that's how come. As a bass player though, they are not just a bridge. They're more the rhythm section is the whole bass, drum and bass. Mm-hmm. Those two things, they are the foundation of music, no matter what type, really. Even guitar is more like on a vocal caliber, like more of a singing quality. Whenever a bass is more like a la da 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 da, like you're staying low, Right. If you've ever been in choir, the bass. There's a part that is called the bass part.
The bass part.
And it's not called the bass part because you're singing a melody. You're singing the foundation of it. I hope you, as bass players, got a lot out of this. And if you're a guitar player and you're still watching, I hope you kind of got a better understanding. Your value as a guitar player is not to be what the bass player is. Your value as a bass player is not to be what the guitar player is. There are areas where they both cross over, but it's important to understand your purpose as a bass and as a guitar, and especially this is more so for some essentials for bass players, which is why this is more for a bass crowd. But if you're watching this and you're still a guitar player, there's a lot you can still learn just from understanding the bass part, and it always helps to be rounded as a musician to understand all the different elements.
Yeah, and whenever in musical settings. Let's say writing or jamming or just hanging out with friends or whatever, they always take from each other. They take and give to each other. Another thing that's very essential in music in general is listening. You want to know what they're playing. You want to know, they need to know what you're playing, and they need to understand that it's not all about them. It's about everybody else to create this beautiful piece of art. So
exactly. So from here, you guys, this is just a basic lesson, no pun intended, on bass. This is our Bass Pro, and I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Hit like and share this video with your friends, and if this is the one on YouTube, then hit subscribe as well. So we'll see you guys next time, and keep rocking.
Thank you.